recording, and then we'll get the statement from Iwan.
Recording in progress.
Just read out the statement. This meeting is being broadcasted, and if you're not happy with this, please leave the meeting now. Okay, thank you. A warm welcome to you all here. We'll start with the apologies. Any apologies? As follows. Delyth and whom, sorry? Delyth and Rhys. Anyone else? If not, declaration of interest. I'm a trust with Cantais, which has been a part of one of the items on the agenda today. It is a personal interest, not a prejudicial interest. Anyone else want to declare an interest? I do have a hydro here, but I don't think it's relevant. Just so that everybody knows. Anyone else? On to the minutes. Would everybody second that they are correct? Can we have a show of hands? Any matters arising, first of all? On to item 4, which are the planning applications. We've decided to bring the hydro application forward first. Thank you, Chair. Usually the Chair would transfer this application to the case officer. But before then, can I ask you kindly to consider deferring the discussion of the application today? I recommend this because there are several observations that have been received late last week on Thursday. As a bit of background, the situation only became apparent after we got in touch with Cymdeithas Eryri to state that several more people had presented observations through their websites, but we hadn't received them as an authority. Cymdeithas Eryri presented an electronic copy on the 15th of January, and there were all 1,300 comments. So that you know, it is crucially important that any comments are considered fully before an application is decided. Because of so little time since we received the observations, we haven't been able as officers to go through the comments, and so I would like to ask you to defer the consideration of this application so that all the officers can consider all of the comments, and they can consider that as they consider the application, and we'll report back to you. So will it be the next committee? Is that the 25th of February? So, okay, can I ask for anybody to propose that we defer the consideration of this application? I am disappointed that we are deferring, but under the circumstances, we have 4 that have seconded that. So does this mean that the deadline for observations have been received? We are any comments that are received up to the decision need to be considered, but it's just the number of comments that have been received late. If others will be received in the meantime, we can report on those orally, or we can give you an update before the meeting. Because we're deferring it, any letters that are received after today, are they too late? No, they're not. Because we're still receiving emails, and we did have a deadline, is that right? It was last Friday, but they were still being received last night. Okay, so there's a proposal that we defer the consideration of the application. Can we have a show of hands if you're in favor of deferring consideration? So we're deferring the consideration until the next committee on the 25th of February. Okay, thank you very much. Do you want to let the public, want to let them have the opportunity to leave the committee room? Because obviously they're here to listen to that particular application. We'll wait if you want to leave now. Okay, we'll move on with the planning applications. Eryri National Park Authority car park at Llanquellyn, Rhyd. Richardson. Thank you, Chair. This is for the installation of 2 zero discharge replacement public toilet facilities, 1 timber-clad, 1 steel-clad, and external waterless urinals. This site is a car park that is owned and managed by the authority, and it is located near by the A4. The 085. The application provides access for visitors, as well as the path around the lake. The portals are behind this stone wall, but the replacement toilets will also be replaced here so that they're visually unintrusive. As you can see here, on the plan here, any development proposal must address and be and conform with all the relevant policies of the Eryri local development plans, but the following policies are relevant to this application: SPD, Natural Environment, DP1, DP6, Development Policy 18, and Welsh Government Circular as well. So the conclusion of the habitat regulation assessment has come to that adverse effect on the integrity of the SAC can be avoided with the adoption of standard pollution prevention measures and planning conditions. The dirty water will be emptied as is now. During peak times, peak visitor times, they will be emptied on a weekly basis. NRW were consulted and they have agreed with the authorities' conclusion. So after considering all of the relevant policies, it is considered that the proposal is acceptable and we can recommend that it is granted permission. And these are the conditions relating to it. I just wanted to note, really, I'm a councillor for this area on Gwynedd Council. I don't know if that's relevant or not. Do we have a proposal from anybody? Proposed a recommendation? Any further comments from anybody? Re-erecting the stone wall means that we're using local stone rather than bringing them in. I just wanted that noted. Anyone else? Joe has her hand up.
We probably should all declare an interest in this one because we might all use them at some time. Can you just confirm these will be accessible to wheelchair users, please?
Yes, they are.
Brilliant, thank you.
Anyone else? If not, can we have a show of hands that you're in favour, please, of the proposal? Is anybody against? Thank you very much. Moving on to Co-op. Bala. Sophie?
Yeah, Chair. If you give me 1 second, I'll just share my screen. Okay. So this application is for a digital display advertisement screen at the Co-op store, 78 to 86 High Street, Bala.
If I could, Sophie,
yeah.
you're not sharing the screen.
Can you see that now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the position of the Co-op store within the High Street in Bala. It's within the conservation area and the retail area. It's immediately adjacent to a Grade 2 listed building, the old Bull's Head, which is it's Grade 2 listed. So the item's been reported to committee because of an objection from the community council. They're concerned that it would have an impact on the character of the area and the conservation interests of the town. During a site visit, the advert has actually been displayed. So this is, you can actually see the impact that it would have here. I'll move on to the plans so you can see the elevational drawings. But basically, the advert it's freestanding. It's to be placed just inside and set back from the window, 1.8 meters high, and the top half of it is a digital display screen which adjusts to ambient lighting. So when it's brighter outside, the advert is brighter, and when it's darker, it's dimmer. The content of the advert will adjust to display various adverts. So it reduces the visual clutter on the facade of the building in terms of having alternate posters displaying various things. The primary policy in this instance is strategic policy FF that prohibits development that will adversely affect heritage assets, including within conservation areas. Now, because of the position, size and design of the sign, it's considered that it won't appear obtrusive within the street scene, and that it wouldn't have an adverse impact upon the character of the conservation area or heritage assets. There have been no objection from Highways either, or any other objections apart from those submitted by the Community Council. So the recommendation is to approve, subject to conditions relating to the removal of the advert after 10 years, compliance with the submitted plans, the timing of the illumination to be limited to store hours. So outside those hours, it will be turned off. And that there will be a maximum level of illumination applied, which is 700 candelas per square metre. There's also going to be an advisory on there to encourage the use of the Welsh language. So the recommendation is to approve.
Okay, thank you very much. Any proposal from anybody?
Joe?
Proposed?
You're on mute, Joe.
They think, I think they think you're wanting to comment rather than
Yeah,
proposing,
happy to
Joe.
propose.
Yes.
Diolch yn fawr, Emilio.
Will anybody second that, please?
Rwy'n arall i siarad?
Anyone else want to talk?
Diolch yn fawr.
If not, can we have a show of hands, please? Motion carried, no one against. Thank you. On to Garreg Lwyd, Festiniog, Aled.
Ie, diolch, Mr Cadeirydd. Ie, cais ydi hwn i newid defnydd.
Thank you, Chair. This is an application to change, for a change of use from C5 dwelling house to dwelling house C5 and commercial short-term letting. D6 in Llan Festiniog. It is quite a remote site. The access is off the B4391, which leads towards the Meeknights from Llan Festiniog. The house, well, nobody lives there, as you can see, at the moment anyway. As you can see in the report, there's an application to make alterations to the extension so that they can live in the house. It was approved last year, and before the current application was received, an application for advice, pre-planning advice was made, and it was discovered that a percentage of houses are second houses. And as your policy notes, if it's less than 15%, then it can be acceptable. And setting this as a house letting accommodation would not affect the local houses. There is a feeling that in this case, it does not affect affordable housing, although we do recognise that the local member and the community council have objected. However, in consideration that there has been provision of affordable housing in Llan Festiniog, we couldn't unreasonably justify refusal. We do have a speaker in relation to this application. This person is on Zoom, so I'll just let them in.
If you are the witnesses, Francis.
You're on mute at the moment.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
I think I'm unmuted now.
Okay, thank you. You now have 3 minutes to give your presentation. Starting now. Ms. Francis, you have 3 minutes to start speaking now. You have 3 minutes to start speaking now. Maggie Francis, are you able to hear us?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry,
Your 3 minutes have started.
Okay. Just to say you've got 3 minutes for your declaration now.
Thank you. What, you're doing it now? You've already...
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Tell me when you want me to start.
Now.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't hear Aled's presentation, but I have read his report, which is we're not questioning anything in that report. His report is based on the lawful policy and a matter of objective fact. And of course, the officer supports the application. The important thing to note is this is a long established second home. It's been in the same family since 1952, and the original owner was a civil engineer working on the Stoolan Dam, which supplies electricity, as you know, throughout the area. It's passed through the family and become a second home for about the last 50 years. The applicant just wants to be able to rent it out during the times that the family aren't using it to help with the upkeep. And that is a dual use, a second home combined with the holiday let. So this won't result in the loss of any permanent housing. It's not been a sole occupant house for 50, 60 years. The officer bases his recommendation, amongst other things, on the 15% intervention rule. And that is the level at which harm is caused to communities and to the Welsh language when holiday home ownership, second home ownership, rises above that 15% level. In Llanfestiniog, the level is 8%. You can check these facts with Aled and the policy department. But why they're objecting, I don't know. Perhaps they think 8% is too high and the policy should be different. But the policy wasn't forced on them. It was done through a democratic process. I've contacted both objectors to explain that this is a second home already and has been for a long time, but that's not made any difference at all. This application it's not controversial. It's quite straightforward, as the officer will tell you. So the objections are completely without merit, and we ask the committee please support the officer's recommendation. Thank you.
Iawn, diolch yn fawr iawn. Dwi'n cynnig yn rhywun.
Okay, thank you. Any proposals from anybody? Do we have a seconder? Does anybody else want to speak? Okay, we'll take it to the vote. Everybody in favour of permitting it or granting it? Show of hands, please. Motion carried. Anyone against? Okay. On to item 5.
Thank you, Chairman. I'll just take these.
Jane.
In terms of the report, I've got nothing sort of more to add to it, apart from obviously the verbal updates that I've stated on it. Firstly, that following the successful prosecution at Tinapant, a visit was due to take place earlier this month, but due to the weather conditions and also the fact of illness, I've been unable to carry out the visit. So I'm hoping to actually do that this afternoon, and it is scheduled as so. That's also in terms of Plas Gwynfryn as well, that's in Llanbedr. We're looking to see about whether the notice has been complied with in respect to removal of the caravan. And that was due to be complied with at 3rd of January. So we'll be also looking at that as well. Turning on to Nanai, I did undertake a visit at the beginning of this week, where it was revealed that no urgent works had commenced to patch up the roof to stop the water ingress into the building. I've actually made contact with the interested parties with Nanai, and they have advised that due to the weather conditions at the beginning of the year, they did plan to start on the 5th, 6th of January, but due to the weather conditions again, they've had to postpone the works. and it is they're hoping that they're going to be able to commence this coming Monday, and they will keep me informed when those will start. They have advised me they've actually appointed a local contractor to do that work. So hopefully that they'll provide me with an update on that, and I'll continue to provide updates for Nanai going forward with this report. Just as a point, when I did speak to the interested parties, they said it's sort of they're aware that the works urgently do need doing, and it's also in their best interests. It's not a case that they're just not doing it. They're wanting to crack on with getting the building watertight. Then finally another update I just want to have, because I'm conscious that members have raised this in respect to Castell Kidham. It's just to let members know that agents have been in contact with the authority, and it's hoped that a meeting will take place in the coming weeks. Again, if there's anything to report on that, I'll provide it in this update report. Other than that, I'd just like the members to note the report. Thank you.
Iawn, diolch yn fawr, Jane. Os ydy
Thank you,
sylw
Jane.
neu-
Any comments or questions?
Tim?
Tim? I have a small question. I've been out with this on section 4 on the indicators of the government. We have figures and we have the traffic lights of the government there. I find that I may be stupid, but how do we reflect which traffic light fits to the National Park of Eryri and the planning departments? I find it difficult to pair both.
Jane, sut nôl ar hwnna?
Jane, do you want to come back? It's something that we have discussed about the report, and it's not the easiest to understand at times and to know where we're standing. We haven't had the time to reconsider what we present to you. It is something that we are intending to look at. The traffic light system, from what I recall, the government haven't reported on these for a while. And the way that we do report on the quarterly ones that show where we're standing compared to other authorities in Wales. But I agree that the report needs attention and needs to be easier to understand and to reflect the real situation, because the numbers at times don't mean that there is a bad performance. For me, it's part of the work of this committee to scrutinise, and it's impossible to scrutinise with what we have before us at the moment. So if we can improve that and get simpler data, that would be great. Thank you. Anyone else?
John? Ie, fel Llywodraeth Diwydiadau ymlaen efo hwnna, wedi bod yn godi
These are matters that we've been raising for a while. It's glad to see these matters. It's been a shame to see the place go. Thank you. Thank you. Any questions? If not, we'll just note the contents of the report. Is anybody happy to propose? Everyone in favour? Show of hands, please. We'll move on then to the 106 agreement for information. Chair, the request in Nant Eos, the agreement has been completed and the decision has been published. That was last week. That's just been published. Page 175. 176. Any questions? Then outstanding applications 178. For information, any questions there? 179. 180. Any further comments there? We'll move on then to delegated decisions 182 for information. 183. 184. Chair, can I go back, please? page 179. Awaiting revised plans for Capel Gwynfryn. Yes, we have received revised plans and we are hoping at last that we can move ahead with this. There is concern, there's scaffolding up for some time, and the concern of the Community Council is that we don't know the graveyard is around the building, and there are graves that may need to be reopened. We don't know, do we? And the concern is, as things stand with the scaffolding, it's difficult or impossible to go to the graveyard. So they're just thinking why the scaffolding has been up so long. I understand that the Community Council have been speaking to the applicant last week, so I hope we can move forward with this pretty shortly. Thank you. We'll move to the delegated decisions 184. For information 185, 186, 187, 188. Everyone happy? So we'll move on to page 189, rejected decisions, applications refused. 189, any comments there? 190? Can't see anything. So 10 appeal decisions, 3 appeals, 4 information also. Louise.
Sorry, Chair, you whisked through those so quickly. I have got one inquiry. Hang on, let me find it on the list. It's the flu in Llangwrel. I've spoken to Kira. The problems are still ongoing with the neighbour. So can we get that sorted out, please?
What page? What page are we?
What page? It's now I'm looking, I can't see it. Pedthog. Yeah, I'm trying to look. Sorry. Oh, I can't find it now.
Louise, dwi 'di gael o.
I've found it, Louise, don't worry. 179.
179. Aberdyfi, Vriog, Bala, Pedthog. Yeah. There we are. Maesa Cynwyr, retrospective application for the insult of a flu on a little, it's one of these shepherd hutty type things. No objections at all from the Community Council. It's just a neighbour has objected for various reasons. I have spoken to Kira, like I said, but it's causing a great deal of anxiety for the elderly lady who's made the application.
Mr. Gomez, the case officer for this is Gavin Roberts. So we will speak to him today and he will get an update.
Yes, please. It needs. I mean, it's a flu occasionally used when the lady goes into the shepherd's hut to do a bit of knitting or reading. The application was made when her husband, who was suffering from Alzheimer's, was alive. Unfortunately, he's passed away. So it's just going on and on and on. And it's only a flue on a chimney, a little wood burner, tiny little thing in the shepherd's hut. And I think we need to sort this out for this lady because it's upsetting her. So if he could phone me, please, Gavin, that'd be great. Thanks, Kira. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll move on to the decisions on appeal for information. Any questions or comments there? If not, this planning committee is at an end. Thank you very much.
Chair? Yeah, just one thing. I might not be able to make the next planning committee. I'm donating my daughter a kidney on the 12th of February. So it's a bit, so I'll have to see how I feel. I do want to attend because of the Come Kidwell application, but I'll have to see how it goes. Might be from a hospital bed.
Okay, no, diolch yn fawr.
Okay.
Right. Shall we have a break for coffee? Quarter of an hour. So we'll reconvene 5 to 11. Everyone online. Thank you.